Hey everybody, it's Seth Jones, Editor-in-Chief of Golfdom magazine. I'm out here at Marion Golf Club with Matt Shaffer, who is the Director of Golf Course Grounds and Operations. Matt, thanks so much for taking the time to show me around and just give me the full scoop on this property.
It's nice to have you here. We're getting excited. We're close.
Yeah, let's talk about some of your equipment you're running out here. What are you especially proud of, and what's in the shop?
Well, a couple things. Our equipment manager is exceptional. My staff is exceptional. That's why I can enjoy all the success that I do, because I have just a wonderful staff. And Robert Smith is a young, creative, innovative guy. And we were running John Deere 22-inch mowers on our greens, and we just weren't happy with. We loved the quality of cut. We just couldn't cut as low as we wanted to cut. So we have a mower in there that has 18-inch mowers that we got from John Deere, and I looked at those mowers and I said to Robert, I want that mower on that walker. And I said, can you do that? And he says, I can do that. So through the course of a couple weeks, he'd made a lot of modifications, cut the drums down, cut the yokes down, made some adjustments to chains, got everything working right. And he and I came out, and I said, let's see how low you can get it to cut. And we cut it 0.62 thousandths, which Aaron, our superintendent, wasn't particularly fond of, because that pass died on us. But we had to see, if in fact we could cut as low as we wanted to cut, which we can now. So, and then another thing that I'm really proud of is over the course of many years of rolling, we've discovered that we don't get any dollar spot, to the point where, like, our greens just never got dollar spot. And we roll our approaches on the off-cut days, and right where we come to the end of the approach, where that, once again, that area was called the tie-in, it was just like a clear delineation. We would get dollar spot right to there. Okay. So then we got the idea that we were going to roll fairways, because we just had so much dollar spot. And we had to spray way more than I wanted to spray. And so I met with a lot of equipment manufacturers, and not very many of them saw the validity in that idea. And then fortunately I ran into Sal Rizzo, who makes all our greens rollers. And Sal's he's just a different guy, very creative, very thinks outside the box, and he took up the challenge and built us 2 fairway rollers, which we immediately implemented as soon as they were done. I mean, he said, you want to try them? I said, no, I want to get them.
Yeah.
So we got them last summer, and it was just amazing, the results that we saw with that. And we started to roll. We were cutting 7 days a week, which was hugely problematic. I mean, when you cut, we needed 3 fairway cutters, a fairway cleanup cutter, and then we need a tender to catch all the clippings and spread them. But when we started to roll, we only needed 2 guys out there, so the return on investment became apparent very quickly. But more importantly, right away, it's not like woof, our dollar spot went away, because there's just silly amounts of pathogen in our fairways. But right away we noticed the size of the dollar spot went from, about the size of a quarter right down to about the size of my little pinky, okay, which became less noticeable, and the severity obviously grew far less. One thing that was really amazing to us is our height of cut went down 15 thousandths, and we never changed our mowers. So, I mean, we were just compressing our thatch into fairways. We do have a different approach on fairways. We don't core. And the reason we don't core our fairways is just because of the voracious amount of crabgrass and poania seed. And I didn't want to bring that up, so I buried it under sand. And then what we do is we just sand 15 tons of sand and punch it in. Okay. Twice a year, and then historically we would add another 5, maybe 4 or 5-ton applications over the course of the year. So we have effectively buried our POA and crabgrass seed, so consequently we don't use a pre-emergent in Philadelphia, which is totally unheard of. Okay. And so anyways, I'm really proud of our rollers, I'm proud of our mowers. I'm really big on quality of cut. Robert's a genius in that regard, which that's the beginning of the whole process. If you have really good mowers that are really, really sharp, you have a whole lot less issues.
Good, good.